You are a consummate professional.
You asshole.
Kept you waiting, huh?
What do you...
Welcome to episode 24 of Casual Mode, your weekly check-in again with Karl
Hello?
and me, Dan. Favourite footy player with the number 24?
Oh, you put me on the spot there, Dan.
Yeah, not the first time we've had to do this.
No, who's my favourite footballer? 24. I'm going to go for Wee Joe Allen.
Wee Joe.
How about you, Dan?
Reece James. But let the record show I knew the number 24 off the top of my head, but you didn't.
At the record show that you're the one who plans to ask these questions.
Let the record show I ask the same question every week and you're still not prepared for it.
I don't know. You might change it up.
Okay, to do. Let's carry on with that. Before we dive in, make sure to check out the website, casualmode.co.uk, blah, 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 blah. We're talking about a few things today. You know what? I'm gonna kibosh your original plan. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about Andor. So this will release the week commencing the 21st of April, which is Monday. We're recording it on the Tuesday, 22nd, and Andor Season 2, Episode 1 is out tomorrow as we're recording this. So have you watched it, Karl?
When you say Andor, do you mean Logic Gates?
I mean Star Wars, Andor.
Oh, right, okay. No, I've
Cassian Andor, specifically.
I've not seen that, sorry. I thought you meant Logic Gates from Computer Science.
Okay. It's worth watching, and the reason I say it's worth watching, I think it's been well received anyway. After rewatching it, I actually think it's a masterpiece of a TV show. I think it's fantastic. Basically gives you more of a grittier Star Wars, which kind of Rogue One did. So it's Cassian Andor. You've seen Rogue One?
Once. So I don't remember it.
So you've seen it. So basically, like the two protagonists in that, you've got Jyn Erso, the lady, and then you've got Cassian Andor. Yeah?
Cool.
Those two, played by Diego Luna. So Diego Luna is the star of Andor, and it's kind of his rise to joining the rebellion, even though the rebellion's in its infancy. There's other like storylines, including like Mon Mothma and her kind of her challenges of negating and working within the Senate at the same time as then trying to fund the rebellion as it starts up. And there's a couple of other characters that are kind of swanning around in that universe. You don't get the kind of classic Star Wars, like, ooh, a lightsaber appears, or there's not like any real reference to the Force. It's all about like real planets dealing with the consequences of being under like the Imperial Dominion, and then how that is creating this uprising that is just waiting to be ignited. So that's pretty much it. But the story, that's great. It's like Andy Serkis in a couple of episodes, which are fantastic. Like it goes pretty much at a rate of knots through the season 1. Definitely worth watching it if you get a chance.
What's Star Wars with lightsabers, though? Pew, pew.
Exactly. That's the whole point, is that it's not on the nose, and it feels like it's a Star Wars for those that have maybe grown up over the last 20-odd years.
That's useless for me then, isn't it?
It is useless for you, you big man child, yeah. So that was it. It was just a very quick... Just anyone who hasn't watched it, it's definitely worth watching. It's definitely up there in terms of like the top, I'd say, 10 pieces of Star Wars content that you can go and watch. And arguably, I'd say the best live-action television show as well, ahead of Ahsoka or even Obi-Wan. So, and I'd even say probably edges out the Mandalorian. I know.
I haven't seen any of them.
No? Okay. You've been building a PC. You've actually finally done it. You committed to it.
I haven't started building it yet. So I woke up on Monday morning after you and I consumed a heavy amount of whiskey.
How much should we actually drink?
I think 2 bottles.
Okay.
We had less than half when you came, and then a full one, and then the morning after there was like half left.
I preferred the whiskey that you had to begin with than I did over the monkey shoulder.
Yeah.
What was the whiskey you had? Can't remember.
1792 something.
Yeah, but it was smooth. It's nice.
1792 match. Bourbon.
Carl was like one big piece of ice, drinking it neat.
Single
And
batch.
I was there with my Pepsi Max Cherry.
Roller cola.
Roller cola.
Yeah.
That was a fun night. It was good. Just
Still not
playing
sure
music,
how I feel about that. But
picking songs.
basically the meme of middle-aged men. Let's put some music on. Remember when we were young?
I remember My Chemical Romance. Oh my god. Brilliant, that. Yeah, it was fun though. Fun night. Anyway, so yeah, you woke up the next day and decided to finally.
I woke up the next morning
it.
and I got an alert on Hot UK Deals that the graphics card I've been waiting for, the 9070 XT, had come down to £618 or something like that, and I jumped on that basically. So that arrives tomorrow. The CPU that I want to pair with it is the 9950 X3D X. That is seemingly impossible to buy at the moment, so I'm going to end up having a really nice graphics card that I can't use for a while.
But that will prompt you to purchase the rest of it and get it done.
Well, I might get like a 9800 X3D instead, which is like, that's, to be fair, that's like the gaming sweet spot of like, it's a top end gaming CPU. But the 9950 X3D is like all of the clout of the gaming CPU with an extra 8 cores. So, from terms of productivity, if I ever want to go into like Twitch streaming and get my nipples out, then I could do that. But I just figure if I'm going to pay for it, it's only like an extra 200 quid to get the top one. I may as well just do it now, because if it lasts 7 years, think of the amortization on that, Dan. So,
Chelsea be selling them.
So
We've just signed this CPU. It's going to be amazing. It's on an 8-year deal.
So that's my next couple of weeks. Will just be looking for parts on the cheap, because I am a cheap person.
Thought of a case, or yeah?
So the case has to fit underneath this desk, so I am limited in size, and so I will. I'll probably just measure this one up and make sure it fits.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, is this going to prompt you to upgrade your obsolete?
I went to buy the same one, and it sold out on eBay. So I was kind of like, okay. Saw it as a sign. I still like the idea of buying one pre-built, because I feel like it's just a lack of hassle. Like, it's not a problem. It's just like, as long as the specs are fine,
Yeah.
and it's a decent deal, then that makes more sense. Plus, you can usually get a decent GPU if you do it that way. It's just you have to compromise a bit on the CPU. That's what I've seen. So,
Or you get a power supply which is lower rated, or you get a motherboard which doesn't have as nice bells and whistles, or a cheap set of sticks of RAM.
I've got you there just to
Remind you that your PC won't be quite as good as mine.
Well, that's fine. Doesn't bother me.
You could just buy another one next year.
I could, and then just completely decimate what you've done, and finally got one up on you. Then I'll buy you the box for your birthday with an empty graphics card in it, and you'll be like, "Oh, oh my god, it's empty."
Well, no, because that'll never work, will it? Because as soon as I say graphics card, I'll just throw the box. That would be the best double bluff. That would be the
you actually double bluff and a half.
Yeah,
yeah. And you
like, oh
launch it.
God.
It's like, that's a grand.
It's done.
Yeah, I've got him. And you'll never get one again.
Well,
okay. Well, you've got the monitor for it. You've got your GPU.
I do.
Just on the hunt for a CPU now, and then all the other parts.
All the other stuff's easy, because I don't really care about that. Because there's so many PSU suppliers, so many different types of memory I can buy. I'm gonna get RGB on the memory because I'm a child. You know, I'm gonna get one of those coolers where it's got a screen.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap though. No.
Yeah, they're not expensive. But I just think it looks cool.
I think they look really cool. I used to have figures of mine because there were spaces, and I always was convinced it was part of the reason why it would overheat. Because I just had a giant, like, solid snake just like generating heat.
Damn the snake.
Yeah. Damn the snake.
Okay. Great. This is fantastic.
Balls.
You're going to have to mute that.
I have to edit that one. Yeah. There you go, sorry. Make a note of that. First one. All right, so that's Carl's PC. So the only other topic I think we're going to talk about, maybe talk about a bit of football in a minute, see how we feel, is the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered.
Absolutely.
Was probably one of the worst kept secrets in gaming over the last week or so, because quite a lot of screens are appearing and quite a lot of spoilers were coming out of a game that's been out for 30 odd years. So people get really excited by it, and I think the kind of lead up, people going, this doesn't look like a remake or a remaster, rather. It looks like a full ground up remake, which we played the first hour or so of it. Maybe probably a bit longer. Yeah,
but for those still listening, 10 minutes in, an hour of my time playing Oblivion apparently is not the same as Dan's hour.
You must have just raced through it, because I was taking my time.
Bear in mind, I've recently replayed the first couple of hours, haven't I? I was playing it on Game Pass, so I was just like, yeah.
We're the perfect person to compare it then, which will be interesting. Okay, so let's get into it. What did you think about the character creation and that kind of first steps?
I'm never big on character creation, so I just whiz through it.
I thought that part was weak, and I think that's only because that's where it felt a bit dated. Like the options were a bit limited. Like you could just make it look as grotesque as you wanted to if you chose to do that.
If you did randomize, there were never good ones.
It was horrible. It was absolutely horrendous. Plus the eyes on them. Like why the hell they always pick those kind of like...
The facial hair doesn't look very good on it either.
Yes, like facial hair looks weird. Bloodshot eyes, that kind of stuff. It was just very... Yeah, that was the part where I was like, oh, it's a bit old. When I actually jumped into the game, I mean, graphically, how did you feel it looked?
I bought it. I bought it for PlayStation, even though it's on Game Pass. I ran it on quality mode first, and didn't look great in terms of it was quite choppy.
Yeah,
performance mode didn't look all that much worse, but smooth as butter, lovely to play.
Which it should be, really. And again, I know it's a different game and it's been completely...
But we're on a PS5 Pro.
Yes. It shouldn't be choppy, I think, in quality mode. Hopefully that gets patched in the next couple of weeks and we see something a little bit more attractive compared to what it is at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, I think actually, in terms of an upgrade, I think it looks great.
When I got to the open, came out the sewer, that kind of moment... water looked awesome. Distance looked really cool. Yeah, that must have been quite interesting for you, because again, if you've only just played it recently and you've had that kind of moment, was it did you go, whoa, okay, this is cool? Or
to be
was
fair,
it less?
When I watched I had that moment when I watched the reveal video when I was in work, and I was like, oh, actually, this looks like this looks really good, modern. It didn't look like they just redone the textures. I know that they've obviously moved to Unreal Engine 5 now, so that's obviously different. But I just thought immediately, I was like, oh, that looks really good. The water looks great. The lighting looks great. I like the way that they've done they've changed the way that some of the areas look. So the hue is a bit more kind of pronounced. You haven't got there yet, so sorry to tell you this, but the Oblivion gates look unbelievable.
Oh, right, okay.
The Oblivion areas, unbelievable. Inside the siege towers... Siege tower? might use the wrong word there. Inside the towers, where you take the sigil stones. Is it sigil tower? Because that makes sense now.
Would make sense.
Yeah, looks amazing. All the fire and stuff. So there's definitely areas of it that I look at and go, this is unbelievable. And it kind of fulfills that trope of gamers, as I look to all of my old vintage games next to me and I go, oh, they used to look amazing. And then you play it and you go, what the hell? Lara Croft, what are those? It's almost like playing that old game how you think you used to watch it. Through the eyes of the first time you played it. It was amazing.
So in terms of graphics, interesting. So I think another couple of things that I've noted down. So the gameplay is definitely improved.
Yeah. You can sprint now.
Yeah, you can sprint. Leveling system somewhat between Skyrim and Oblivion, rather than just the old Oblivion kind of system. So that's improved. Apparently new voices have been added, new lines added as well. So again, that kind of...
For all the races.
Yes,
Yeah.
so you got that. I did notice as well people like being a little bit more racially obnoxious towards me as a high elf when I was like leaving, and people saying stuff. So
Wait, what had you taken?
I can't remember.
A bit of Mary Jane.
A bit of Mary Jane, could be that. All of the original lines have made a comeback. So again, even like the really funny ones have kind of been left in, even though some are a bit dodgy. Again, full remake of visuals. That's what they've said as part of that kind of reveal. All the animations have been remade, which was quite clear. I think it didn't feel chunky in like some of these old Bethesda games do. It says there's a dodge button. I haven't figured that out.
Isn't that when you jump to the side? They're out in the old game, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I'm saying it's a new one.
Okay.
Interesting. All DLCs included, and obviously it's an Unreal 5 as well, which, absolutely brilliant, absolutely great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's definitely interesting. I mean, how far did you get into the last run?
I've closed in the last run.
Yeah, and then compared to this one,
I have 2 Oblivion gates. I've never completed Oblivion. I have 2 Oblivion gates from like what I assume are the initial Oblivion gates. There's probably a ton more that I've not found. So there we go. But there's on my map, I've got 2 more. And basically it was at the point where Sky Oblivion, the kind of the modded version of Skyrim Oblivion, they'd basically turned around and gone, we're gonna get this out in the next couple of months. And I was kind of like, do I just want to wait a bit? And then the leaks started coming out for this, and I was like, okay, I'm going to stop because I'm not going to go back to the old looking version of it. I'm just going to play the new version of it, obviously, because I am a cheap hooker for graphics. So
you do love them graphics.
I do, and I think I made the right choice.
Is that killed that version of Oblivion then that people were working on?
No, but if I'm going to enjoy it, you mean Sky Oblivion?
Yeah.
So they've come out publicly and they've embraced it. They've said, like, from their perspective, it's a passion project for them. In the same way that for Bethesda, you'd assume it's a passion project as well as taking my £50. So
yeah, it's not cheap.
You know what though? It looks like they've done a really good job on it. I don't begrudge paying that £50 for it because I reckon I'm going to actually enjoy it, which is a rare thing. To be fair,
£50's the new 30, isn't it, in terms of game costs? So yeah.
When you had 20% inflation over the past 4 years, then yeah, it is. Sorry, political. So yeah, I think I price wise, I thought it was going to be like an £80 game, and I definitely wouldn't have paid that. But 50, I think that's fine. But yeah, in terms of Sky Oblivion, they've come out and basically said the reason that they've been working on this project for so long is because they love Oblivion and they wanted to kind of modernize it. So they've said, gamers this year get a double dose of it. If I'm being honest, I think that's probably like a bit of PR of them, because if it was me, I'd be furious. Because it's going to take the sting out of it a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. You'd be like, we've been working on this, and all of a sudden Bethesda decided just to shadow drop it, which, to be fair, was, I think quite a few people have thought that was going to happen anyway, but I still thought that was quite a ballsy move, just to release it on the day that you actually announce it.
I like the way he did it. I like the way he did it in the video, though. He's like, and that's going to be available now. Yeah.
And it's now the #1 game on Steam, literally within like an hour and a half.
It's a beloved game.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
So interestingly as well, I thought it was quite a funny fact. So it's 125 gigabytes on PC. Yeah. So that can how many versions of 2009's Game of the Year Oblivion can it fit inside of it?
26.
Ooh, 27. Well done.
Oh, I saw probably the same article.
Okay.
Apparently I'm dyspraxic, so numbers.
We found out something about Carl. Yeah, so I think it is cool. It's cool that they've released it. And again, you've got Elder Scrolls 6 presumably coming out, like you said, this year. So
no, I don't think that's coming out this year, is it?
I thought it was.
I always feel like that's getting pushed back.
It says it's still one of the most wanted games in 2025 on Games Radar.
The first outlet comes up. But when does Elder Scrolls come out?
Yeah. It's projected to release in 2026 or later. So there we go.
So 2028?
Yeah, 2028. 2028, and even then it'll be outdated at that point, and it'll feel, clunky.
In the limited amount of exposure to the game that you've had over this past hour, have you noticed any quirks, any bugs?
No, nothing. I didn't see anything weird happen. I mean, just the AI of the enemies isn't great, but I think you kind of expect that from a game from Bethesda anyway.
Early stage enemies. So I've noticed sometimes enemies will run off like in a direction slightly away from you and not look at you.
Some of the rats were doing that actually in the sewer, and I thought that might have been purposeful.
No, I've noticed that a lot. I also found where I finished before I was late to record today. I've just stormed the city of Kavach with Martin, the heir, and I've got to the stage where one of the soldiers is just like saying, "We've got to charge the courtyard," and I've already cleared the courtyard, and I've got into the subsequent grand hall, and I've cleared that out, and it's still saying to go back to the courtyard. And I do that, and the guy's going, "We've got to clear the courtyard." And I'm like, "Are you seeing people?
Are you
saying the Sixth Sense? What's going on?" So I'm hoping that if I just go back and reload my save, it'll give that a kick up the rear end, because otherwise I'm stuck already.
Are you going to persist with it? Do you feel it's I've got your attention?
Yeah, I waited on my other save on the original version because it was coming out, because I wanted to play it on this instead, because I like the graphics. So yeah, I'm definitely going to play it, because I want to complete it, because I never completed it, and then I'm going to play Skyrim, because I've never completed Skyrim.
I never completed Skyrim either.
But they're just such revered games. I just feel like,
yeah, I think that's the reason why you probably dropped off it though. Them. And I know it's super popular and you can play it on like your toaster now. That's always been the joke about Skyrim. But yeah, I dropped off it several times.
I can't hear you.
Oh, how come?
You put on my TV, and my monitor even. Speaker.
Ba.
Oh, I can hear you now. It's fine. That was weird. Sorry, what you said?
Carry on. I was saying that I never got through Skyrim. I just found it a bit dull.
Yeah, I struggled with it because I think because of like when I was slightly younger. Because I mean, what's Skyrim now? It must be 10, 12 years old.
Oh, older. Let's have a look.
Like. My game style back then, before I was in university, was
2011.
Okay, so 14. Don't say it. So back then, when I was 14 years younger, I just used to like play Call of Duty. So I just wanted to run around and just shoot people. And I quickly found playing Skyrim that I died a lot, and I don't like that. I lose attention very quickly when I just don't do well at something. Which is why I love playing football.
Yeah.
And I love being a Liverpool fan. So yeah, I need to return now that I've got a head full of grey hair, and see if I can actually get through playing Skyrim and completing it. Because I feel like that's a game. If I were to go on ChatGPT and say these are the games that I like,
it would recommend this and say play it.
Yeah.
So the only way I've ever thought about it is similar to how I didn't like Mass Effect, but I did like Dragon Age. Whereas with like Skyrim and like the Bethesda kind of line of games for Elder Scrolls, I was always a Fallout guy. And obviously it's same engine, same kind of dialogue. Go on.
Before you were a Fallout guy, were you a Fallout boy?
Oh, I'm going na, 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 na. That was another one from the other night.
It was indeed. My poor neighbours.
Yeah. Let's really hope they're pop punk fans. Yeah, so I think I was always just more into, I don't know, like the opposite with Bethesda, but then the opposite to that when it was obviously Mass Effect or Dragon Age. Yeah, exactly. So
you played Dragon Age: The Veilguard yet?
I have not.
Were you happy when J.K. Rowling was successful in the Supreme Court?
It's not a political commentary on me not wanting to. I love how J.K. Rowling's taking the credit for all of it, although she pretty much did, which I'm not happy about, by the way.
With the cigar.
Yeah, with the cigar. Cigarro. Okay, all right. Well, sounds like we're both going to persist with it.
Well, I pay 50 quid now, so I'm definitely going to play it.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? You pay 50 quid for something like that, and you're like, I can't not play that now.
Just pay 50 quid for a 19-year-old game, sort of.
Could do that. So, Chelsea's running in the Premier League is not great.
No?
So we've got then our remaining league games. We've got Everton at home. We've got Liverpool at home. We've got Newcastle United away. We've got United at home. And we've got Forest away. All of those games, I could barely see us picking up 3-6 points from.
I just think you're such a good team. I think you'll be fine. I think go back 6 months ago. You were in the title race.
Such an arsehole. So we got those matches, and then Newcastle have got Ipswich at home, Brighton away, us at home, Arsenal away, Everton at home.
Okay.
They're third at the moment, so I think that sounds...
No, City are third.
Well, yeah, sorry, City are now third. At the point of this article we're in. Man City had Villa, who they picked up 3 points from tonight. Correct?
Last minute.
They've then got Forest. Then that's the FA Cup. So they've got Wolves next in the Premier League, then Southampton, then Bournemouth, then Fulham. So you would expect City to pick up enough points from those matches.
Yeah.
And stay in the top 5, which it is this year. Forest, Tottenham.
Easy win.
That was yesterday, and they won. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got Brentford at home, Crystal Palace away, which would be tough.
Both mid-table.
Yeah. Leicester at home.
Oh, nothing to play for.
Mm-hmm. West Ham away. Tricky one, maybe. And then Chelsea at home on last day of the season.
Oh, imagine it's still
on a knife
line.
edge. Yeah, I know. That's what's worrying. And then Villa in 7th. They've had City tonight. Lost. They've then got Fulham at home, which they should pick up 3 points from. Bournemouth, tough match.
Yeah.
Tottenham should get 3 points from.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, and then United, which is a
Easy
50-50. You'd say that, but so, I don't know. I can't see which way it's going to go, and that makes me very sad.
Don't be sad.
Why? Why can't I be sad?
Because
why can't I be sad?
Because actually, if you take off your blue tinted glasses for a second, Chelsea in the same way that City is a project that deserves to fail because they are not really operating within the spirit of the game, and you know it. Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if you looked into most clubs within a financial threshold, there's an argument to say most of those aren't operating within the correct remits of the game.
Where's the Arteta money, Bill?
Where's the Arteta
Rest in peace.
money,
Rest in peace. He's a lovely fella.
Arteta's dead. Yeah, so remaining, looks like, Liverpool have sewn up the league. I think Arsenal just need to drop 3 points now, and for you to pick up 3.
If they lose tomorrow. Apparently, Liverpool players are going to go watch that. Similar to how they watched
Chelsea, Tottenham.
Yeah. What a great
play. That Leicester when they watched it. Arsenal, dead set for 2nd.
You say that, but if they let's say they lost tomorrow and the league's over. City are only 5 points behind. It's just two losses in 4 games.
City got a game in hand though, as well. So
Arsenal got a game in hand.
Sorry, yeah, Arsenal got a game in hand.
But
City
if they lose tomorrow, that'll be their game in hand gone.
Yes, yeah, true. I don't know. We're relying on
a lot.
So we need Newcastle and Nottingham Forest to have a terrible end to the season.
But who are you playing against out of those above you?
We've got Forest and United and you.
You Newcastle United or Man United?
Newcastle.
Okay, so that's fine then, isn't it?
United as well.
So your goal difference is better than Nottingham Forest. So let's say you win against Forest or Newcastle, then it's in your hands.
Yeah, I agree with that. Forest on the last day of the season. It'd be nice to get to that point and it feel like a cup final. Seeing as we're only ever going to have the Conference Cup final this year, we get through a team I can't even pronounce in the semi-final. So we shall see.
I would love to just throw in like a really simple name there. Paris Saint-Germain.
Reading. So Reading? How do you feel about the match of the weekend then with Trent? You forgiven him yet?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No?
No.
His responses and the interview wasn't great when we watched it.
So I've watched it back in the sober light of day, and I just think he's reflecting. I've not looked into it too much. I think all signs beforehand and still now point to him going. So I don't really care anymore. Happy that he scored his goal. Obviously, I'll take it begrudgingly. But if he goes to Madrid and doesn't succeed, will I snigger? Yeah, possibly.
Okay, fair enough. My pickup. So I managed to snag a game that I've already got on PC for the PS5.
Is it Oblivion 4?
Nope, and it was £25, so I picked it up. But it was metaphor Revandadio.
Oh right.
But it was
isn't that on PlayStation Plus?
Don't know, but I wanted the physical.
Okay.
So I picked that up. What's your deal?
My graphics card, definitely. I got from eBay for.
How much should it be?
The RRP is like $700 or so. But whenever there's been limited stock over the past couple of weeks, so actually as soon as I saw it, I was just like, just got to jump at that price. It's never. I think there's only been like 1 or 2 times it's ever been below 600, and it was like 580. But that was very limited stock, and they sold out very quick. So.
Okay, interesting. Another one as well, so you can get What Remains of Edith Finch on PC for £2.95 over on Indie Gala.
Okay.
Clicking through on that, yeah, and that's dirt cheap. You can usually pick the game up for a couple of quid anyway now, but that follows like a really, really interesting story, very narrative-driven game, first person, and I played it maybe like 6 years ago. It's by a developer called Giant Sparrow.
Come back in 13 years and then we'll talk about it.
Come back in. Okay, let's do that then. But yeah, definitely worth it for £2.95 if you want to add to your Steam collection.
Did you see the link that I sent you, by the way, in the background?
Which one?
So just because I'm not doing anything better at the minute, I just opened Reddit, and an hour ago, thegamer.com posted the story that Bethesda gifted every member of the Sky Oblivion team free keys for Oblivion Remastered.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I'm pretty sure they've all got Game Pass, but yes, it is very nice.
It says, imagine being on that mod team, shit, thinking you might just get a cease and desist, but you get keys for the remaster. Yeah, you're just waiting for that email to pop up. It's like,
email from Bethesda. Oh no.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Like, that's it's a nice touch and a good way of throwing a bit of water on the fear that they were going to do something. Apparently, it's not going to support any mods, is it? I read that somewhere.
No, no. You mean Sky Oblivion, or you mean
remaster Oblivion?
I thought you said it came with all the mods.
No, it comes with all the DLC.
Oh, right, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. If it's just like a little passion project, I mean, it's only £50. Maybe you have to pay an extra 30 for mod support.
Yeah, and then back to a full price game again.
Well, actually, that's one of the things that the Sky Oblivion community was saying, because I am also a subscriber there, because I am very cool. Is that okay? Well, the remaster is going to be on consoles, but Sky Oblivion can only be on PC because you have to own copies of both games for the mod to work. That's not obviously possible to do on a console. You can do it. So, have you actually seen any of the videos of Sky Oblivion?
No, not at all. You keep saying it, and it just does not appeal to me.
That's insane.
It is insane.
You just pay £50 for effectively the same thing.
I did, but you did a Pete Blackburn and made me feel like I needed to engage with it. So
you thought, how dare you try to make me engage on something that I will probably like? I will refuse.
Well, I'm going to make you play Repo in a second because we're on our PCs. So
Repo?
Yeah, the game that you bought the other day, the horror one.
I've just literally just bought Oblivion Remastered, and you want to play a £6 game.
We're going to play a game of it. We're going to play one game of it, and you're going to have a good time with it. Please.
But I don't want
Why Why'd you buy it then? All right, well, we've been casual mode, keeping it short and sweet this week. Mainly because we want to get some content out there about Elder Scrolls Oblivion. We played an hour of it. If you like what we do, just give us a like and subscribe. I think that's pretty much all that matters. If you don't like what we do, just go to Spotify.
Comments as well. Comments are
nice.
nice.
You can comment on there.
We got a few comments on the last video. That was nice.
We did. Thank you. Anyone that did comment, we did reply back. Made sure of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want a bad mouth, just go over to Spotify because we're a 3.2 on Spotify.
Boo.
In fact, if you want to do us a favour, go over there and rate us a bit higher. Even a 3.3. Like, just, that'll help.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know what helps anymore. I've given up on knowing how algorithms work within social media platforms.
Just ask ChatGPT.
That's your answer to everything.
Yeah, it is the oncoming storm.
You need to stop going through like this existential crisis that you're basically just palming off on everyone else around you.
If I'm going to sink, we're all sinking.
Me talking to you about like, well, investment property opportunities, and you're like,
what's the point?
Yeah, but like, Dan, it's not good.
No one's going to have any money.
It's got to be dead, Dan. Everyone's going to be in tubes. Oh dear! Like we're going to be working in fields. Nobody could afford our houses. We're just going to live in shacks. It's like okay, right.
Sounds alright. That
Ready Player One. What?
That sounds pretty good. Go
shack?
back to the land. But then what's AI going to do? Because like AI is not going to stop, is it?
I don't know. Maybe it'll just manage all the world.
I think it'll cut off the power supply to humans and just make sure that all like nuclear power can go. Basically, yeah. And then humans become Duracell batteries in fields.
Do you not see that the Matrix was meant to be the other way around though? And that we built the robots to do that and to enslave us because we thought it was a utopia. So that's actually the end game of AI. And Morpheus was a rogue virus.
I thought. Is that true?
No, as in like it's a theory that works as well.
All right. I always used to think of it as they got out of control, but they were solar powered. So we scarred the sun, and then they went, oh, checkmate. We're going to use your bodies instead, and then they got the energy out of us.
I think that's the story that goes in it, but there's nothing to say that's not a story that's fabricated by the humans that are quote unquote viruses.
Damn, that's very deep.
It is deep. It's I'll share it with you. It's quite interesting.
Oh, please don't.
What's better than most of the other stuff that I share with you?
Why don't you watch the Sky Oblivion video, and I'll watch your little fan fiction.
If you watch Andor, I'll watch Sky.
Andor what?
So hard to be friends with. Can you go on episode 22? Maybe upload episode 23 on Spotify. If you remember to do that.
Which episode 23?
And then just put any sort of description into episode 22. When you get 5 seconds, just anything will do. That'll be fine. All right, we've been casual mode. I've said that twice already. Say bye, Karl.
Bye, Karl.
Bye, Dan.